Hello guys, how you doing? I really hope that everything is going great. Well, today the topic that we're gonna be in touch with is about the ROI digital marketing strategies that we need to keep in mind. And you know what? The highest ROI strategies that we can keep for our own businesses. It doesn't matter if it is small one. So actually, you know what? I gotta focus just like I gotta say this quick. But if you've got a small business and you're trying your best for learning the basics of digital marketing, this video is for you. Okay? This video is for you because you have to realize, as I always say, that you need to focus on the goal. Right away after you're focused on your goal, you need to clarify your mind and realize if you've got the enough tools and the enough resources for having that goal made. Okay, now that you've got that, one of the resources that you have to keep in mind is the time. Okay, now that I know that I have the time, I have the professionals, I can hire people. So, how long this is gonna take? Am I ready for this task? If not, do I have the money to hire somebody else who is really into deep into this kind of task that I need to be done? Okay, so I say that this is your video because if you're having a small businesses, you need to be focused on this, just exactly this whole story that I always say in my whole videos. Okay, uh, once you're in that point, once you're in that point, now we can keep in mind as well the strategies. I know that people used to say that email marketing, for example, is a cool strategy. But you know what? It depends on how good you are doing this. If you, for example, are gonna tell me, okay, Manuel, I've just realized that I'm pretty cool at social media, but I don't have enough money to hire somebody else who can do those tasks. So if me is the one who's gonna do this task every single day, and I know that I can do it pretty cool, so it's good to consider that. I mean, you have to do that anyways. And I say so because once you realize that you are good at something, you are the only one who's gonna do it. But if you are not hiring somebody else who can do it good or actually better than you, it is good to know that you are gonna do it. It's important to clarify this because once you realize that you don't have the enough money to hire something, if you are good at something, push a lot. Push and push and push those tasks to be pretty cool at that. Okay? Because you're the only one who's gonna do that. So, if that's your case, you need to push every single day. But for example, let's say that you tell me, hey, I think that I need to send a lot of emails. You know what? Email marketing is a pretty cool marketing strategy. But if you are not good at that, please don't do it. There are many people who's already sending bulk emails every single day. But if you're not pretty good at that and you don't have the enough money to hire somebody else who is an expert on that, so please don't don't use that strategy. Can you realize the main point where I want to go with this whole story? It is quite easy. Actually, talking about the strategies, many people used to say that it's the same than talking about marketing. But what we don't realize most of the time is that we consider that doing marketing, it is just to, okay, somebody told me that doing BTL strategies and marketing and advertising, that kind of ads, it is pretty cool, so I got a push on that. And why do you think that it's a cool strategy for you? Probably it is pretty cool and works really well for somebody else. But probably for you, it is not the same. It is not the same story. So please, every time that you hear somebody else saying that um, that strategy, it is pretty cool, so you have to use it, it is not necessarily pretty cool for you. Even better, probably you can earn a lot of money implementing another kind of strategy that can be like really cheap for you, but you are really much better doing some task that you are really prepared for, instead of wasting time implementing a strategy, a digital marketing strategy that somebody else told you that it works well. So be careful with that. I'm trying into this marketing series, into these videos, to tell you that you are wasting time, to tell you that you're wasting a lot of money, that you're wasting efforts, that you're wasting um, time at every time that you try to push at something that you're not good at. So it is much better to realize, to be in a comfort place, to think seriously and tell yourself, what are the tasks that I really need for my goal? And if I'm not good at some task, do I have enough resources for hiring some people who can be expert on that? And if it's not my case, okay, what are the tasks that I feel prepared that I can do? And that is the right way how you can start a good businesses. So for that main reason, it is not so hard to start your own business. Actually, you've got YouTube, you've got also SEO strategies, and that actually I've been talking about SEO, and I think that I gotta talk about SEO for long, for a couple of years. I've got a lot of content, a lot of experience as well, like with my clients, and that I need to share with you as well, because I think that this is gonna be so helpful for you. Anyways, what I'm trying to you in this video is that there are hundreds of strategies that you can implement to your business, if it's small or not. Let's say email marketing, social media. You can also make some Facebook ads, well, actually, Meta ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn posts and videos. Also, you can use TikTok as well. But your strategy is gonna be just yours. Many people say, okay, so I've just heard that Coca-Cola is implementing this marketing strategy. So that really means that if another kind of soda implements the exact marketing strategy, is gonna work well just like Coca-Cola? It is not. It is not. It is not possible because uh, of people who is around it. I mean, people, the professional, the graphic designer probably didn't understand exactly the same than the person that is in front of the camera pretending to record a promotional video for the brand. And probably the writer that is implementing the website, specifically the blog, is not writing and not using the specific keywords that the video recorder is putting on the speech. As you realize, there are many kind of ways how to say the same, but actually what really matters and the way how Google is gonna push you on the top is that you need to have a good consideration. I mean, you need to create a big and solid relationship on every single stuff that you're talking day by day. Let's say, okay, today my small corporation just released a blog talking about plants, talking about, I don't know, animals, let's say, how to take care of some small animals. So in my TikTok video, I gotta talk about that. In my YouTube video of the same day, of course, I'll be talking about how small turtles are gonna swim better. And probably in the new article that I got released today in my blog, I gotta be talking about uh, how dogs can be faster at the time of running with their owners. I don't know. Absolutely. For you, it has no sense, but it will be continue having no sense if there's no relationship into the stuffs that we're talking. It's like a newspaper. Okay, it is just like that. You know, a newspaper has a cover, right? So the cover is for engaging, it's used like as a hook. That's the hook for you to be engaged with the title, with the news that that specific newspaper is going to tell you. And for sure, you get interested because you got engaged with the title and with the image that is show up. So once you're connected with the news that is on the cover, you really want to get into the specific news inside a newspaper. That's the main reason why people buy it. Okay, that is exactly like that. What you're showing at your first page on your SEO strategy, I mean on your article of the day, it is just a small part probably of the whole world that you're talking about in your YouTube video of that day, I mean, of the same day. And in small parts, you're talking about the same stuff in your TikTok channel. And probably you make a resume or an abstract of the whole article that you just released in your website, but in LinkedIn. This is going to be so cool and you're going to be so much more understandable because your main pretension is to make people connections between them and your whole world of the main day. Once you realize that you've got a lot to tell, a lot of stuff to tell about your product, about your services, and everything what's around. So once you are in that point, you got to realize as well that it is really necessary to get to the next day with another news. That is incredible. You need to create much more content than before, but with a cool quality. People used to think, well, just I heard a couple of days ago that probably it is not necessarily to think about a high quality. We just need to release a lot of videos, and it doesn't matter if the video doesn't look so great. You know what? I gotta tell you the truth. Uh, Talking about branding, everything is important. And what it's important as well is that you need to build a workflow. You need to make your whole day working as a real beast. You need to make a flow into your work. That's why it is called workflow, because you need to make everything flows like a wave. And this is going to work well every time that you try to keep in mind that everything has a relationship with everything. Once you start with a topic in the beginning of the day, you need to end with the same topic in the end of the same day. This is the real way how you're going to start working, and everything is going to be so clear. And it doesn't matter if you are talking directly about your product or service, but what really matters is that people is going to keep you in mind. That's what's about branding as well. Okay, so what is the best digital marketing strategy? So you just need to make sure which is going to be good for you. Just you can do research, which is really easy. It depends on the niche, depends of the clients that you'll have. You need to study them. Once you know which is the best way how to get communication with them, now you're able to see the next step, which is choose the one that you are better at. And that's it. Probably you are best at email marketing. Probably you are even better on social media. So do it. First of all, you need to clarify your ideas. You need to make sure what are the best options in terms of communication in relationship with your clients. Now that you've got those options, you're gonna choose which one you are best on. So that is my suggestion. Once you're in there, so please don't try to um, don't try to think another stuff that it's not that. Okay, what I mean is that you just need to focus implementation, and you keep trying implementation, and you keep trying implementation, and you keep trying. You gotta fail 100 times, but actually if you fail, you're closer than everyone else who's not trying it. Well, I've just want to tell you this and make you realize about this new year, what is happening into this digital marketing world. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I gotta tell you this again one last time. Well, probably not, but thank you so much. And if you think that this video is like really supporting you, please leave me a thumb, share it with your friends or your colleagues that you think that this is going to be helpful for him or for her as well. And don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.